social media. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lakitatsharpe's famous, exclusive, inspirational channel. So, welcome to Lakitatsharpe's book discussion. I am so happy to be here on today for my love of books, and I am just so excited to be able to be here. So today is Monday, March 31st. Can you believe we're about to go into April? A brand new month, a brand new season. And it is 10:08 p.m. that I am doing this book discussion, and I am in Virginia. So I'm just so excited. For me, my name is Lakitatsharpe. I am the author of over 140 books over at Amazon.com, and this is one of my life stories, Unstoppable. You can purchase it over at Amazon.com as well as go to my website, and you can purchase Unstoppable as well. And plus, you can check out the Lakitatsharpe success story, which is over at Amazon.com as well. And you can also purchase these two life stories over at my website. So just like the feature of today, I am so excited to present the feature of today book discussion, and no other than the one and only, we all know her, okay, who is the guru of television and media, right, and of books, and she's just the one of kind, the amazing, out of this world Oprah Winfrey, who is an excellent teacher and a soul sister, to me, a soul sister. And I am so happy to present her book on today, which is The Path Made Clear: Discovering Your Life Direction and Purpose by Oprah Winfrey. So let's give it up for the one and only Oprah Winfrey. So Oprah couldn't join us on today, but I have a part of her which is right here, and to support her and her book, and an inspiration, because I love Oprah and she is a part of my life and soul. So Oprah, I love you. Can't wait to meet you in person and to have some tea and just sit back and just relax and just to hear you talk. I love it. I just love hearing you talk. So I want to thank you for your mentorship and all you have done throughout humanity. May God continue to bless you. Okay. So anyway, welcome Oprah Winfrey. So we're going to talk about The Path Made Clear. This is the hardcover. I do have this available at my website, so you can purchase this book over at my website if you would like, and get your copy of this book. And it's also available at Amazon.com, whichever way you want to do it. And of course, you receive a free bookmark when you order at my website. And plus, check out my other books, as my other life stories while you're there: Unstoppable and the Lakitatsharpe success story. So for the feature, we're going to talk about, I enjoyed this book. This book was amazing from beginning to end. I took a couple of days, as I was finishing up the book. I was recovering from a back injury and still recovering, and I know that God is healing me miraculously. One day I'm just going to wake up and the pain is going to be gone. I just know it, because I believe in God that much. And this book right here it is a collection of different people, and from different actors, business owners, philanthropists, Is that how you, am I saying that correctly? Philanthropist, philanthropist, philanthropist. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Philanthropist. Well, y'all get what I'm saying, right? Y'all get what I'm saying. But anyway, it's a philanthropist. However, but you guys, it's just a full of different people in the book. And the book is overall talking about following your passion and talking about receiving rewards and coming home to yourself. Now, as I was reading the book, some of the people that are featured in the book, we're going to talk about right now. The first one that I set aside is Caroline Miss, or Mice, or Myss. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to even jack the name up, but you guys bear with me. And what she had to say is, getting out of your circumstances, but too afraid and lying to yourself. How many of you, right, it's saying right here that the number of times someone will say to themselves, I want to get out of this circumstance, but I'm too afraid to take care of myself. I want to get out of the circumstances, but I'm too afraid to take care of myself. So I will lie about how happy I am in this marriage, or I will put up a front, or I will lie about this. But they are betraying everything that's in their heart. How many of you have lied about how do you feel in life? You know, how many of you have lied about, what's going on in your life, and you may feel a certain way about your life circumstances, but you put up a front? How many of you have done that before? Now, I can say that I know at one time I was at a place where in certain parts of my marriage I wasn't happy about. And I would say I am happy, but I am happy, because I'm a happy person. But certain circumstances I wasn't happy about. And I'll say, everything is good, everything is all good. But some things, I knew in my heart that some things needed to be ironed out. Some things needed to be better. So how many of you are putting up a front right now? You know you're not happy in your marriage. You know there's something that you need to change. You know that there's some things that needs to go down and some things that needs to, get better. So basically, Carolyn Mize, I don't know how to pronounce that, but she is like, hey, you're not happy. So how about that? You're lying to yourself. So it's time for you not to lie anymore, and to be honest with yourself. Am I truly happy with my circumstances? Am I truly happy right now with who I am and where I am? Am I happy in this relationship? Am I happy in my career? Am I happy? That is the key. Am I happy right now doing what I am doing? Let me ask me that question. Am I happy in my life right now? Yes. Are there some things that I want to change in my life right now? Yes. Maybe like one thing, or maybe one thing, or maybe two things, but not a lot of things. But overall, I am happy and I am excited about my life. So you got to get honest. You got to get open and honest about yourself. Am I happy with where I am right now? And the thing is that how can I change it? How can I make this better? You get what I'm saying? That is the most important thing. How can I make this better? That's what you need to ask yourself. So that's coming from Carolyn Mize in the book. So you will definitely enjoy this book. We're going to go and move on to um, Vice President Joe Biden. I had no idea that Vice President Joe Biden lost his first wife, to a car accident. I had no idea, that he had to experience that, losing his first wife, I believe, and his I don't want to lie, but his family, make it up, but his family to a tragedy. I had no idea, so I'm so sorry he had to go through that. But it sounds like this. He was talking about being self-aware when you are a leader. Being self-aware when you are a leader. It says right here, the leaders I've observed who are the best are the ones who have courage to take a chance and be willing to lose on principle. And they are self-aware. They understand their strengths and they understand their weaknesses. They play to their strengths and they try to shore up their weaknesses. The people who don't do that, who aren't self-aware, that abuse of power ends up in their downfall. So basically, it is good to be aware when you are a leader, to be aware of you, to be aware of what you're doing, your strengths. You know yourself. Being a good leader means you know yourself, and to know your weaknesses, know your strengths. That is a good thing. You get what I'm saying? To know who you are as a person. So many people are in leadership and they're just leading people, but they don't do anything to make themselves better. If you are in leadership, you should be elevating. I don't care if you're at McDonald's, wherever you may be, your goal is to become a better leader and to grow in leadership, to become a great leader. That's your goal should be. It's becoming better, whatever position you may be. Leadership, you have a responsibility of being a leader. So your goal is to self-develop, is to grow in your leadership skills. Yes. Because if not, it's going to lead to your downfall. As it says, the abuse of power ends up in their downfall. How many people are abusing power? You are abusing your position. Do you not think God doesn't see what you're doing? In the Bible, Saul, he was a king, right? And before God promoted David as king, David was a poor shepherd boy and he went from there to being a king. God chose him and was already preparing him for leadership because Saul, God took away his position. He regretted ever, giving Saul the position, and so he took away his power. You get what I'm saying? And promoted David. So yes, that is very important. We're going to be going over time, so this is going to probably be a long video. I don't want to rush this, you guys. I don't want to rush this for you guys, so y'all can really get in what I want y'all to get in with this. So now we're going to move on to Devon Franklin and Megan Good. They're in this book as well. And Megan Goods, she talks about when she was with Devon Franklin, she talks about how, she put God first before looking for a husband. And she started working on herself and becoming better. She started healing and growing and maturing before, she was getting with Devon Franklin. Devon Franklin. So it's like she was claiming that, hey, that's going to be my husband. That's going to be my husband. But first, before she went in, she was working on herself with God. So it's very important. Some of us are, we rush and rush and rush to get married, but we don't spend that necessary time healing ourselves, healing from the first relationship, healing from the second relationship, healing from the first marriage, the second marriage, and you're on top of one thing, and you're like, literally, you're just damage on top of damage. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important, everybody, that, before you move on, take the necessary time to, work on yourself, to elevate yourself and grow with yourself. Take the necessary time to do so. Okay, that's very important. And that's how you can have success as well. Once you become and know who you are, before you get into a relationship, to know who you are, before you jump into a relationship, knowing you and knowing what you want. So when you go into a relationship, you are whole. I've been separated for years now. Wow. I was with my husband for over 20 years and, separated. And it's been a few years now, probably about less than 4 years I've been separated and taking care of myself or whatever. And God has been doing a great job, having that close-knit relationship with God first before I even think about even moving on, and pursuing other people, But hey, however God lead me. But that's if I wasn't, if I was divorced or something, doing it the right way, So, yeah. Yes. So there we go for that. So now we're going to move to Janet Mock. Janet Mock is, I believe that I'll take the notes down. She is a New York Times best-selling author. Janet Mock. Excuse me. And before she became Janet Mock, she was Charles Mock. And see, when she was in school, she went in as a freshman year as Charles. And about time sophomore year came, she came out Janet. So, she always, she wanted to be a secretary. She wanted to be a secretary when she was younger or when she grew up, right? But, her father was like, hey, guys don't be secretaries, But he realized that he saw femininity in his son, And, yeah. And basically, she got Janet, right? She eventually got tired of always having to be something that she's not. She got tired of pretending to be something that she's not. And so she decided she always had to dim her light, basically dim herself down to make people feel comfortable, because she knew on the inside, hey, I am a woman. I'm a girl, although maybe she was born a man, a boy or whatever like that. So eventually she decided to go and become a girl and just stop pleasing everybody else. And she decided to please herself and just be who she is. I know how that feels, Miss Janet Mock. I know how that feels to, you were being yourself and you gotta always dim your light because to make people feel comfortable. I have a sign on my my bedroom, and it says, I was not made to be subtle. I was not made to be subtle. Basically, I wasn't made to be dimming my light down. but I'm made to be woo woo, like, big spirited, happy, and you get around some people, they feel so uncomfortable around you because you are being yourself. But God created you who you are. So as Janet said, she got tired of shrinking herself to make other people feel comfortable. So hey, be yourself, right? Be yourself. They don't like you anyway, so you might as well be yourself. If they not gonna like you, you might as well be yourself. Thank you, Janet, for that. So now we're gonna move on to Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn played in a lot of movies, you guys. I know you guys know who Goldie Hawn is. Some of you maybe not know, but for those of you, Goldie Hawn is an actress, and she played in, a lot of movies. So anyway, she said that her intentions when she was 11 is to be happy in life. Many people ask her, it says, but I remember these grown-ups coming to me and saying, do you want to be a movie star when you grew up? Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a professional dancer when you grow up? What do you want to be? And I would say, happy. And they would look at me really weird. No, we said, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be happy. That's really all I wanted. Talk about an intention. That's a better intention than a white picket fence. So yeah, she's right. I want to be happy. I don't just want the white picket fence and I'm not happy. I know what it feels like. Finally getting your apartment, your luxury apartment, your luxury home, but you're not happy in the home. You got things going on within the walls that's not making you happy, but yet you got everything on the outside. So yes, it's good to set an intention to be happy and to be joyful. Regardless if you have little, some people have little and they're very happy and very joyful and they're not worried. The greatest thing, what riches is? Riches when you can be happy, when you can be excited, and when you can be comfortable and worry-free, not worrying about trying to pay bills, not worrying about trying to keep up with the Joneses, honey. When you can just be happy with minimum, and you just have a minimum, and you can be happy and you can be loving, and that's what you call life. You get what I'm saying? To just keep up a lifestyle just for everybody else to be happy, So you don't have to follow that. You don't have to follow that. You guys doing all right? You guys still hanging with me? All right, we're going to get it. We're going to continue. So I am going to, this is the last one that I picked out. Now, this is from Oprah. Miss Oprah. Hey, Oprah, if you're watching, you're looking great and fabulous. And you know what? I love trees too, Oprah. I love trees, and I love to sit back and be comfortable in the bed and read books and relax and have my chai tea or my chai, But anyway, it says, find your lane, make space for the flow to show itself. Follow the natural rhythm of your life, and you will discover a force far greater than your own. Now, let's say this again. Find your lane, make space for the flow to show itself. Follow the natural rhythm of your life, and you will discover a force far greater than your own. And that was made from Oprah. Now, you guys, I want to say that follow the flow of your life. Okay? Follow the flow. Go with the flow. I just did a post today, or yesterday, talking about following the flow and going with the flow. And just going with the flow. Sometimes we don't have to always have the answers, all of the answers, but we just going with it, and we're making the right decisions, and we are pretty much allowing God to lead us and guide us and giving us peace, and allowing God's word to be the light, and the light to light our path, and that's one thing that is important. So I was reading from The Path Made Clear, by Oprah Winfrey. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and I am so happy to be here. Like I said, I am recovering from a back injury, but I made it here and talking to you to do this book discussion. So happy to be here. And yes, so you guys, thank you so much for watching. This is The Path Made Clear by Oprah Winfrey, and 2 other books for you guys to check out. You guys can get y'all a copy right now and order it at my website. Go to my website and you guys can place an order and look for this book and order you a copy right now. And also check out 2 of my life stories, Unstoppable, if you want to know more about me and my life, Unstoppable, and also the Lakitatsharpe success story, From Struggle to Success, if you want to check out 2 of my stories. So these are 3 books for you guys to check out. I enjoyed writing these books, and living these books, and I enjoy this book. So yes, enjoy. And I hope you guys have a happy spring to all of you. Hope you guys are doing a wonderful job. I am doing fine. I am just happy to be here on today. And Oprah, I thank you so much for joining us on today. And it's a pleasure talking to you. It's a pleasure reading your book and everything that you're doing for the world, for a greater good. God, I want to thank you and the Creator for entering into this conversation with us. And you guys be blessed. Remember to head to my website and check out my website, and also check out my 140 books over at Amazon.com. And that is it for Lakitatsharpe's book discussion. I can't wait to see you on the next book discussion. I will see you in the next video. Bye.